to try this character. She looks very, very similar to old Baiken. Check out that strut. All right, her normals look almost identical. Her kicks are different. Her crouching kick is the same. Her jumping dust, all of her normals look the same, except for close kick. That's a new normal, though. I don't know what that move is. And this is her counter. It's actually a stance, and it can absorb unlimited hits, and then you cancel into any button out of it. And so that's one of her launcher attack. That's her run, which is her kick. That's her slash. That's her heavy slash. So she can basically do, I just want to go over this real quick. She has a lot of these counters kind of cover different options that the opponent will attack her with. So for example, this big launcher one is going to be a huge combo starter. I can already guarantee you that this is going to be like a big counter hit combo starter. This run that she has, which lets her get behind the opponent real quickly, in the old games, the way that it kind of worked was, you know, a character with a fast poke, if you try to counter it, it won't really work. So you use the run to get behind the opponent. Maybe you're in the corner and you just want to run out and force the opponent into the corner. So it's more of a positional option that Baiken has out of counter. So, of course, then she has Sakura, which is her sword stab, reminiscent of Yoshimitsu's suicide attack. And that's just kind of that's a knockdown attack that you can do if the opponent has an attack that has a lot of recovery, like, say, Soul Standing Heavy Slash, Chip Standing Heavy Slash, those kind of attacks, right? If you use those kind of attacks against Baiken when she's in the stance, she's going to knock you down with this move right here. And so this is a new move that she has right here, and I don't know what it's called. I don't know how you do it, but it looks good. It's reminiscent of her old Oron, which was her heavy slash counter in later games and Accent Core and Plus R. And it looks like it's a good mid-screen option. So if the opponent is poking, like, say, Faust Far Slash, Axel Standing Punch, Crouching Punch, those attacks that kind of fill the screen and prevent her from getting in, she can definitely use this attack and just kind of run in and stop it. So that looks really good. So that's new. So that's cool. I mean, as you can see right here, they're doing it against Soul's Fireball. And at mid-screen, it covers a huge amount of screen space. It also knocks down, and it puts Baiken right next to them. So that's primo stuff for Baiken. And now Baiken has a gun. They gave Baiken a gun. I don't know what to say about this. Baiken has a projectile. I mean, she had the Tommy map, but that was her smacking the floor with her foot. This is a legit, like, what? I'm sorry, let me get my composure back on. All right, so look at this. This is a really weird, slow projectile. Has a lot of startup. I don't really know how it's going to come into her game plan, but it's cool. It looks like a cannon shot, right? She also has her run. Her run has auto guard on it. So if you try to do it multiple hits of attacks to her, she'll just avoid them completely. So that's old. She's had that before. She can cancel, like in later versions of Guilty Gear, she could cancel that run into her counter attacks, and that let her do different combos. It gave her, it made her a little bit more interesting, right? Because that run by itself, it's kind of gimmicky. You can just throw it. You can do like crouching punch, punch, throw, right? So super cool that she has that. That is definitely a good sign, I think, for like the depth that they want to give this character, because old Baiken kind of stale. All right, so you're going to see a couple of different counter options from the run. Here's just kind of her basic option where she's doing slash, heavy slash into her counter stance, and then immediately canceling it into her stab, Sakura. But she's actually canceling the run into it immediately, so it doesn't even move her at all. It just immediately cancels into it. So just like that. So that's cool that she can just, they're building her with that in mind. I mean, they did before in the past, but obviously, like, some of these attacks that she has, the way that they're designed, I think, is to be used from Gatling strings on the ground to lead into air combos. And now she has air. This character doesn't need this at all, but they gave her air counter. Look at this. So she has Helmbreaker, and she has she just has a sword slice in the air. Both of these attacks look really good. Helmbreaker especially looks strong. That slash in the air, it looks like it has fast startup. So if you try to meet her in the air with like the jumping punch, 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 punch series, probably maybe fast enough to counter that. The Helmbreaker, though, is much slower. As you can see, there's actually two versions of the attack, too. So it looks like I'm guessing. This is not fact. So if I'm proven wrong, don't come back to me. Don't get bears over here telling me, oh, Kooky, you don't know what you're talking about, because I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm guessing here. So this looks like punch counter. That looks like the punch counter in the air, and that looks like the kick counter in the air, okay? Notice the range that Baiken moves forward when she does these attacks. She just immediately does the attack. She does not move at all. Now that version, she moves forward a lot more. It almost looks like Leo's quarter circle back slash on the ground, how he moves forward. It looks kind of like that. So here we go. That's the helm breaker. That's kick, I'm guessing. That looks like it's more of a mid-range option. And then she has this. I have no idea what that is. What is that? That looks awesome. Does it cost meter? I don't even know. I haven't even investigated. So look, she has... Okay, so let's look at her meter right here. So she has 75%. Yeah, so this costs meter. This is like her tension, one of her supers, I'm guessing. So she takes your ass to the corner. She hooks in there. Wow, that looks cool. She has got Tatami Mat. Tatami Mat is back, of course. This is a staple attack for Baiken since, day one. This character is defined by her Tatami Mat. It's a really interesting projectile that I'm not going to be able to really explain in depth. I might show you old Guilty Gear, but the basic gist of this attack is it's a get off me tool. It's stop. Whatever you're doing, you're trying to run at her, you're trying to approach from the air, it's Tatami Mat. Stops it. All right, so here we go. Tatami Mat, as you can see from a backwards instant air dash, it falls, it blows up right in front of her. So if the opponent is air dashing in at you and you air dash back and do Tatami Mat, you'll win everything no matter what. It doesn't matter. And then ground Tatami Mat looks pretty cool. It looks the same as before. She has her claw attack, which is used for, it's her half circle forward heavy slash. And this attack is used to continue pressure. If you're going to do ground strings and then you're going to cancel into this claw attack, you get a stagger on hit. And that stagger gives you enough time to run up throw, run up, do a starter combo if the opponent doesn't stagger mash out. So here you go, just like that. And she has now an air version. This is brand new. She's never had this before. And it causes a ground tumble towards her. So that's going to be a huge read combo starter. It reminds me a little bit of Raven's half circle back slash, which is his anti-air command grab. And like right here, there we go. And then the ground tumble. That's strong. Like, that looks really, really good, because one of the issues with Baiken is that if the opponent up backs out of her stuff, she doesn't really have a threat in the previous games. You could do like kicks, heavy slash, claw on the ground, and then just up back, and her pressure's over effectively. But now, if you read it, bam, bring your ass back down here. Don't you try to get away from me. Oh, and she's got a command grab from her claw. Hold up, let's go back. Oh my God, look at the fucking tumble on this. Hold up. How do I slow this down? Where's playback at? Where's the speed? Oh, we need to go turtle speed. I want you guys to pay attention to how many times Soul tumbles in the air. Like, fucking, whoa, he just did like a fucking 7,200 right there. Like, whoa. I love this move. This is going to be sick because, again, part of the mind game with that claw attack on the ground is that if the opponent blocks it, you get to continue your pressure. You get to run in. You can do crouching kick, standing far slash. You can do crouching slash. You can do a Tatami Mat if they try to press a button. But now, if you're going to hesitate and maybe you just want to block, because, again, if you just block it, she's going to show you the RKO. Boom! And I don't know how this character works yet because I don't have the game, and the game isn't actually, I think it's out in like a minute or two. But that looks like you can combo after it, and that's huge. So here's kind of like the game plan, like what I was talking about the claw. So like do a poke into that, right? It doesn't combo because the claw is kind of a slow attack, but it's more of a pressure option. So here's her super. This is a slow motion. Let me turn it back to full speed here. Play speed normal. All right. So this super, looks amazing. It looks amazing. Period. Just where did it go? Oh my gosh. Okay. Here we go. Look at this. Boom, boom, and then the moon shows up, and I don't know what the hell it says, but it's dope looking. Man, I am so excited to see this character. Can Baiken RC her counters? I don't know. We're going to find out tomorrow, I guess, when she drops in arcades.